Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. Is Congress General Secretary Digvijay Singh picking on Anna Hazare, and is he right to do so? That's the key issue I shall discuss today with Digvijay Singh himself. Mr. Digvijay Singh, let me start with a simple, blunt question. Why are you constantly picking on and targeting Anna Hazare?
Well, you're mistaken, Karan. I have never done that.
Let me tell you, we've done a bit of research, and between the 22nd of September and the 4th of November, you've tweeted at least 23 times about Anna Hazare and Team Anna. That's almost one tweet every other day. Isn't that excessive?
Well, whenever I feel I have to make a point, I do that.
Except that look at the sort of things you've been saying. On the 10th of October, you claimed that the BJP had offered to make Anna Hazare their presidential candidate. You knew that was fiction, pure and simple, but that didn't stop you.
Well, I had come to know of this from a very reliable source in media. And therefore, I thought the best thing would be to ask them whether it's correct or not.
Except look at how your tweet began. It began with the words, "I don't know how true it is." So it wasn't a reliable source, it was pure speculation. You were just having fun.
No, I don't agree with you there. The very fact that I mentioned that I don't know how far it's true, but I did come to know, and I think it was in the interest of Mr. Anna Hazare, so that it could be made absolutely clear that he has no political ambitions.
All right. Even if you claim you have grounds for raising what was pure fiction, just a week later, when Anna Hazare went on a Maun Vrant, you publicly said that he had gone silent because he wanted to avoid answering questions allegedly about Yediyurappa's corruption, or he didn't want to comment on Prashant Bhushan's Kashmir comments. But once again, all you were doing was belittling Anna. Was that necessary?
I was not belittling. I was just pointing out an issue. That these are the issues which he would have uncomfortable questions, embarrassing questions which you had to answer. So I think that it was a good strategy on part of Anna to go on Maun Vrant.
Except that the Maun Vrant is a hallowed Indian tradition. Gandhiji practiced it frequently.
Yes.
Why were you belittling Anna when he does the same thing?
Well, we have known Anna for going on a fast, never going on a Maun Vrant. This is the first time he did it.
Is that a reason for mocking?
No, it was not mocking. It was just an observation made by someone who likes Anna Hazare.
Well, likes Anna Hazare is hard to believe because you were taunting him.
No. I have been an admirer of Anna Hazare from the very beginning, since 1992-93.
But this is not admiration, this was mockery.
This was not mockery. This was my observation that Anna has gone on a Maun Vrant just to avoid embarrassing questions.
All right. Earlier this week, when Team Anna announced that they were returning some 42 lakhs to unknown donors, you ridiculed the gesture, you mocked and made fun of them. But did you forget that they were returning money? They weren't grabbing it.
To whom?
But the point
to whom were they returning?
Well, actually, that was the issue you tried to raise, but you did it in such haste that when they answered your question hours later, you must have been embarrassed because this is the answer they gave. Due to lack of complete details of donors and the source of funding, it was decided that the amount should be returned to the donors.
To whom?
To the very donors whom they don't have full details.
Who are unknown?
They use the word unknown perhaps mistakenly. You picked on it.
That is your observation. It came in public that we are returning. First of all, the issue is they were getting funds from unknown donors. One second. That means they were not issuing receipts. So let me complete. Number 3, if they are getting money from the unknown donors, how do we know there's only 40 lakhs? It could be 40 crores. Well, next point. The other thing is they want to return the money, but when they're unknown, whom do they return the money to?
But this is the point I'm making. Your whole argument hinged on the use of the word unknown. They explained hours later that in fact what they meant was this, and I'm going to quote their explanation to you. The explanation is as follows: IAC accepts donations only from Indian citizens, and 33,80,463 was received by online transfers as well as in the form of checks. But due to lack of complete details of donors and the source of funding, it was decided that the amount should be returned to donors. Then they add, furthermore, some donors who have been issued receipts have not provided their details despite repeated requests. Thus, we will be refunding the amount donated by them, which comes to a further 8,75,000. So they've explained what they mean. You picked on the word unknown without waiting to get an explanation. Was that fair?
Well, when you get a statement saying that we are going to return 40 lakhs to unknown donors, the first thing that comes to your mind is, anyone's mind is, that who are these unknown donors whom they are returning the money to?
But couldn't you have asked a question rather than mock and ridicule? That's the point I'm making.
I have always said Arvind Kejriwalji's accounting I am not very sure of, although he claims to be, he is an IRS officer. I don't know what kind of accounting he did there, but the fact remains.
What do you mean?
What
do you mean when you say you're not sure of his accounting?
When I say that he has been collecting money from unknown donors and returning money to unknown donors, that's why I said केजरीवाल जी का तो हाथ वही है, ना खाता ना बही, केजरीवाल कहे सो सही.
Once again, you're mocking, aren't you?
Well, if it's a mockery, it is a mockery.
People say that Team Anna, because they weren't confident of the bona fides of the donors, return their money. How often do political parties set such high standards when accepting donations?
Until and unless they clarify who are the unknown donors, how do we accept that fact?
The point I'm asking is this: should people who live in glass houses throw stones?
That's not the issue. They claim to be 100% honest, and we are the villains of the piece. All politicians, Anna Sahab Hazare says, should be sent to gallows or should be sent to mental asylum. There is no midway path.
So you were, in a sense, irritated by the sanctimoniousness and self-righteousness?
No, absolutely. They have been running down politicians and political parties and political system and the Indian constitution in totality.
Except for the fact that their attitude to the Indian political system and politicians is shared probably by the vast majority of India.
Well,
in turn, India looks upon them as icons and saints. Should politicians be taunting saints?
Current 75% of the people of this country participate in democratic elections. How do you say that most of the Indians don't have faith in democracy? Number one.
Or they have faith in democracy,
number one,
but they have disrespect for politicians.
Number one. Number two, we have, in a democratic system, can we do without politicians?
But you can do with better politicians than you have, and that's the point Anna is making.
That is the right of the voters, not of Anna.
Let me put it like this. Not only were you taunting a saint, which is not a wise thing for a politician to do, but in addition, this is probably counterproductive from your own point of view at a time when Team Anna was perceived to be in crisis and disillusionment with the team was setting in. If you had kept quiet, you would have allowed their stock to sink. But by taunting them, you ended up provoking sympathy and support for them. That wasn't in your interest.
That may be your perception.
You have no regrets about this?
Certainly not. I stand by every word that I've said.
But there were so many people saying, why doesn't Digvijay Singh keep quiet?
Who are these so many people?
In his interest.
Who are these so many people, Karan?
Journalists, fellow congressmen,
all living in
politicians.
Delhi. All living in Delhi. I have my own thing that people living in Delhi claim to have their fingers on the pulse of the nation without moving out of their drawing rooms.
So you're saying the view outside Delhi and the metropolises is very different towards Anna compared to rural India?
Absolutely, yes.
You're saying to me that rural India does not hold Anna in such high esteem?
Absolutely. I'm not saying that they, in what capacity, in what stature do they hold, but the people living in Delhi and confined to their drawing rooms or clubs claim to have their fingers on the pulse of the people. I think this is absolutely incorrect.
Are you saying rural India doesn't think so highly of Anna as urban India does?
Well, I'm not saying that, but at the same time, I'm saying that the people of this country, they claim, so the media claims that they are the representatives of 120 crore people of this country. Can we accept that?
Let me put this to you. Many people found it very odd that at no point except briefly in your letter of October 11th did you ever praise Anna for raising public consciousness against corruption. It's perhaps the greatest service many say he's done to India. You've never once praised him for it.
Karan, in every bite that I have given, in every statement I have given, I have praised Anna Hazare.
And you've always added the word, he's a simple villager. So you've done it grudgingly.
No, simple man. He's a good, well-meaning, simple man.
But the word simple is derisory. That's what I'm saying, you see.
No, why do you think this is not correct?
Because simple suggests simpleton.
He's a simpleton.
I'm a
simpleton too.
He's a simpleton.
I'm a simpleton too.
Let me put this to you. There was even a point when your comments and your taunts looked as if it was contradicting the government's attempt to reach out. Your letter of October the 11th upbraided and admonished Anna a day before the Prime Minister had tried to reach out to Anna. You were undermining the Prime Minister's efforts.
In fact, if you read my letter, I was reaching out to Anna myself.
Oh, only by upbraiding him and criticizing him? It's a strange way.
I've never criticized him.
Oh,
I
you
only
criticized him extensively.
I have raised very pertinent issues which I should have raised, and I did that.
So are you saying to me that you have absolutely no regrets or second thoughts about the way you've handled or responded to Anna Hazare?
Not for a moment.
Not for a moment. So if the opportunity came again, you'd do the same thing?
I, in all my humility and with the greatest regard and respect for Anna Hazare, would always point out, for God's sake, beware of BJP RSS. They would lead you to a place it will be very difficult to come
But my
back.
question is a little different. If the same opportunity came again, would you do the same thing?
Well, if the circumstances are the same and the context is the same, I'll do the same.
So you have no regrets?
No regrets at all.
Let's take a break. I want to come back, and this time I want to put to you issues to do with Team Anna's political campaigning. There, do you feel vindicated because Anna seems to have somersaulted, or is there cause once again for you to be questioned? All of that in a moment's time. See you after the break. Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and an exclusive interview with Congress General Secretary Digvijay Singh. Mr. Digvijay Singh, let's approach the whole Anna Hazare story differently in this part. On the 1st of November, Anna Hazare let it be known that if the government doesn't pass the Jan Lokpal bill in the winter session, he would call upon voters not to vote for corrupt people, but he pointedly said that he would not ask them to vote against any particular party. And the press said that this was a sharp change from the position he had adopted during Hisar, where Team Anna was campaigning against Congress. But on Friday, Anna's done a complete U-turn, and now he says that if the Jan Lokpal bill isn't passed, he will in fact campaign against Congress. How do you understand and how do you accept this U-turn?
Well, Karan, first of all, I must point out that on every issue that I have raised, I have been proved correct ultimately. Anna first came with a statement asking people in Hisar to vote against the Congress party. He also went to the extent of saying that when the UP election voting date is near, he is going to go on a fast against corruption and against Congress party in Uttar Pradesh. Now, after saying that, he then changes his stance and say, no, I'm not against any political party. I will campaign against all corrupt candidates.
And on Friday, he changed it again.
He changed again. And now says that he's going to campaign against the Congress party.
So this is two U-turns.
Well, I don't know how many times he'll do the U-turn. The very fact that when I alleged that his campaign has been run and projected and planned by the RSS BJP combined, he said, I don't know RSS people. No one has heard me. Then when I produced a letter, he said, such letters keep on coming. But from the dais, he has thanked RSS. He has thanked Nitin Gadkari. Now again, he's taken a new turn that if the parliament does not pass the bill in winter session, he's going to campaign against the Congress party. Now the thing is, why shouldn't he wait till the completion of this winter session and he can make a statement after that?
Let me put to you two critical questions about the U-turn which became clear on Friday. Do you believe Anna has changed his position under some form of pressure?
Anna is a very simple man, and I am again repeating this because he is susceptible to pressure, and these people, all people around him, they have their own political agenda.
Who's put pressure on Anna?
Well, people around him, the so-called Anna team.
You mean people like Prashant Bhushan, Kejriwal, Kiran Bedi?
Well, there are others also.
So if Anna has, as you allege, changed his position and now decided to campaign against Congress, you're saying this has happened under pressure from Kejriwal, Bhushan and Kiran Bedi?
Well, these people have got their own political agendas. And poor Anna is being made a scapegoat or a mask to fulfill their political agenda. Because he has a greater credibility among the people than Arvind Kejriwal or Kiran Bedi or Prashant Bhushan.
Are you saying Anna,
all three of them have got a past.
Are you saying Anna is being made use of by these people?
Absolutely, yes.
Is Anna aware that he's being made use of, or does he not realize it?
Unfortunately, he's not realizing it.
If a man of Anna's stature and following is being made use of and doesn't realize it, then what does that suggest about Anna?
Well, I told you he's a simple man.
But now you are suggesting more than just simplicity.
What else?
Well, I'm asking you that.
Well, I've said so.
Just simple.
Absolutely simpleton.
Are you sure that this is just simplicity and nothing more?
Well, Baba Ramdev said something beyond that.
Which was?
That he's not speaking the truth. He's lying.
You think Anna is lying?
This is what Baba Ramdev said. I have not said it.
What's Digvijay Singh's position?
My position is why Anna is hesitating to accept the fact that the RSS has not only planned his whole movement but have provided manpower and supported
I'll
him.
come to this RSS connection which you repeated twice in this interview, but one more question about Anna's U-turn. If Anna can change his position in just 3 days, does this suggest to Digvijay Singh that Anna is not reliable and you can't trust his word?
Well, I won't say that.
You won't say that.
I won't say that.
You said he's simple, you said he acts under pressure, but you're still insisting he's reliable, he's not deceiving.
And what I'm trying to say is he's an extremely simple person who is being exploited by some very wise people with huge political ambitions.
And you've also said that he's being exploited without realizing he's being exploited.
Absolutely, yes.
You know, forgive my using a hard word, but that suggests that he's not very intelligent or aware.
Well,
that's what you're suggesting, even if you're not saying it.
Well, he is a simpleton, I've told you from the very beginning.
And by simpleton, you mean unintelligent, unaware. That's what you're suggesting.
That may be your understanding. Simpleton is a simpleton.
Let me put something else to you. Anna has said that he will also not be campaigning for the BJP. He says that the BJP and Congress have no difference. One is a graduate, the other is a doctorate in corruption. But on the same day, Nitin Gadkari, the president of the BJP, disregarding what Anna has said that Anna is a good man and the BJP supports Anna.
Well, Anna goes on a fast to bring Lokpal bill in Parliament. At the same time, he praises Narendra Modi as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, who has refused to bring Lokpal since last 10 years. What does it say?
Is this double standards?
Obviously, obvious double standard.
But he has subsequently changed his mind and his position about Narendra Modi, and he said so publicly. Won't you accept that change?
See, the point is, then why did he make the statement in the first place?
People can make mistakes and errors.
Well, it's been consistently being done.
You mean Anna Hazare has a track record of consistent mistake making?
Going back on what he has said.
In other words, he doesn't stand by any one position.
He's a simpleton.
But you're suggesting more than simpleton. I keep questioning what you mean by that word, but you're saying that Anna does U-turns that are like acrobatic somersaults.
Well, it appears so.
You don't have a very high opinion of Anna, do you?
I have a very high opinion because he's done excellent work in the rural development and watershed management and other things.
But you don't have a very high opinion about his reliability in terms of his consistency.
This is what I'm saying. He's highly susceptible to being pressurized or exploited by smart people.
And this is your explanation?
Yes.
As cold, brutal and simple as that?
Well, you may call it cold or brutal or whatever, but it is what I've said.
If people turn around and say this is once again just Digvijay Singh scoring points, taunting and perhaps being snide and rude, what would you say?
I've never been rude to anyone.
But you're taunting, you're being derisory.
No, I'm stating something which my own observation is.
Does the Congress party, whose General Secretary you are, share this opinion and this view of Anna Hazare?
Well, I have discussed amongst our own party leaders, and most of them do share this.
Including Mrs. Gandhi?
Well, I have not discussed it with Mrs. Sonia Gandhi.
What about Rahul Gandhi?
No, I have not discussed it with him.
So neither of the Gandhis but other top leaders of the party share these views?
Well, down the line, yes.
Digvijay Singh, a pleasure talking.
My pleasure.